Alright, I figured I'd do one of these finally since, you know, I got work in the morning and, you know, it's been like almost a month since I've uploaded and I don't really have anything that's super finished yet. So I figured I would just, you know, throw up a quick little video where I just rank every single expert mode boss drop. And I would like to note this is entirely a subjective tier list. You can see that the bottom tier is rarely useful. That's because I think that every single expert mode boss drop has at least some use to it, even if it's a super small use. I feel like you can find one. But just keep in mind, this is a completely subjective tier list based on my own personal experiences. If you think that something is better or worse than me, that's completely fine. Just let me know in the comments if you want to, alright? Going in order of the bosses, the first thing is the Royal Gel, of course. The Royal Gel, I would say that the Royal Gel at best can be helpful, because there are some situations, I feel, where the Royal Gel can help you out a little bit. Slimes being passive is pretty nice, but I don't think that's like the best thing in the world. It can still help you out, like, in the early game, I guess, but the thing is that I don't really fight King Slime a whole lot in the first place, so I don't really see too much of a use for the Royal Gel, but I have to admit, it can be helpful in certain situations, but that is kind of just the best it's gonna get. The Shield of Cthulhu, on the other hand, is probably one of the best expert mode items. I would put this honestly in peak, because like you get the dash, you get the damage. I'm pretty sure you also get a few invuln frames. I'm not really entirely sure if you do, but I feel like there have been points where I have not taken damage after dashing into an enemy. I'm pretty sure you do. If you don't, then make fun of me in the comments. This really is just a super useful accessory to have early game. You can dash across gaps, it gives you extra mobility, gives you that little extra damage that you really need. This is just a super freaking good expert mode item, bro. It honestly deserves to be in peak. I mean, there's nothing I can really say about it that people haven't already said. It's just good, man. Like, it's just really good. Alright, I'm gonna rank the Worm Scarf and the Brain of Confusion, and I'm going to put I'm gonna rank them both in the same one. And I'm gonna put them honestly both in peak because they're both honestly, where is this? They're both pretty similar to one another. I did a video on my first channel that I'll just, I guess, leave a link to in the description if you want to see it. Basically, I tested both of these to see how different the damage between them was. It's honestly super similar. They block a very, very similar amount of damage. The only difference between these is that the Worm Scarf blocked maybe like 30 more damage than the Brain of Confusion did. Honestly, I prefer the Brain of Confusion personally because I would prefer to just not take damage rather than reduce my damage. Also, the Brain of Confusion has like other things going for it, like, you know, the confusion, which is kind of useless. That's really all this thing had. If it was still that, it would go in rarely useful. The Brain of Confusion also gives you a buff, I'm pretty sure, that increases your crit chance. I'm pretty sure it does that. Which just kind of puts it above the Worm Scarf again, in my opinion. But these are both like still super good, like still absolutely deserving of peak. I just prefer the Brain of Confusion, but that's just personal opinion. The Hive Pack. The Hive Pack, I don't know. I guess I haven't really used this thing that much. It increases the damage of friendly bees, which I feel like can be nice. So I haven't really used it like super like a whole lot, so I feel like, but the times I have used it, it has been decent, you know, so I feel like I have to at least slot it into good. I don't know if it's very good, but I think it is at least good because increasing your damage is just always going to be nice. So I feel like, yeah, I feel like it should just go in good, honestly. In a similar territory, we have the Bone Glove, although I've used the Bone Glove a lot more. I don't think the Bone Glove is spectacular. I feel like it's kind of on the same level. It's just another way to increase your damage, which is always appreciated. I feel like it's not the most useful damage dealing thing in the world. I'm pretty sure it used to be a weapon before it was an accessory. I'm really glad it was made into an accessory because it being a weapon that uses bones is just stupid. Making it an accessory just made it so much better because then you get reforges on it, you get warding or whatever you want on it. I think it's kind of on a similar wavelength to the Hive Pack. It's not necessarily like, it's not very good or super good or peak, and it's not necessarily so bad that it needs to go and can be helpful or rarely useful. I just think it's fine, you know, it's just good. And on another similar wavelength, the Bone Helm, I also feel like should probably go in at least good, because it does something very similar to the previous two in that it just increases your damage. I almost feel like the Bone Helm may be better than the Bone Glove or Hive Pack, but I'm not too sure. They're all pretty similar to one another. I don't really fight Deerclops that much already to begin with, because I just don't like fighting Deerclops. But yeah, like I said, there's not really much to say about the Bone Helm, in my opinion. It's just kind of the same thing as the Bone Glove and the Hive Pack. It increases your damage. It's nice to have early game, like as early as you can get it, but I do tend to throw stuff like this, and this away in favor of other things. The Demon Heart. The Demon Heart. The Demon Heart. The Demon Heart. Where do I put this? I feel like it goes without saying that the Demon Heart is probably the best, one of the, or at least, in my opinion, I think it's the best expert mode drop. Getting an extra accessory slot really just helps you out a lot. Like, this thing has no negative downsides. It's a one-time use, and that one-time use gives you something that's just so good. Yeah, Demon Heart's peak, you can fight me on that, but this thing literally has zero downsides to using it. I mean, I'm pretty sure you like have to use this. I mean, why would you not? It's just good. It literally gives you an upside that is just freaking awesome. Like, seriously. It deserves to be in peak, and that's where it's gonna stay forever. The mechanical minecart, I'm gonna put this in can be helpful, and I'm gonna explain what the heck is in my shirt. I'm gonna put this in can be helpful. I feel like the problem with this is just I don't really use minecarts that much, so I rarely, if ever, find a use for the mechanical minecart. It can be helpful for like certain setups, like if you want to make some sort of minecart contraption, then I mean this is probably a good, if not one of the better options to, oh gosh, excuse me, oh my god, to go for, but I personally don't really see much use for the mechanical minecart. I'm not going to put it in rarely useful because I feel like there are a couple of situations. It got that little laser gun on the front that shoots stuff for you. It's super quick, so yeah, I don't know if it's good, but it can be helpful in certain situations. Volatile Gelatin, I feel like, is probably the best of the damage increasing accessories. I'm probably going to put this maybe in very good because it summons a bunch of like bouncy jelly balls that deal a pretty decent amount of damage. It works really well in enclosed spaces like caves or the dungeon. It operates, once again, on a very similar wavelength to these in that it literally just increases your damage. Like, the amount of damage you can deal, this just increases that. It increases your survivability. I feel like, yeah, it's definitely the better, or it's the best of these three. Honestly, I might move it down to good. I don't know. I can't decide. I'm gonna leave it in very good for now. If anybody wants to make an argument, then by all means go ahead, but I feel like it's definitely the best of the damage increasing accessories. Okay, actually I lied. I think that the Spore Sack is probably the best of the damage increasing accessories. I'm gonna actually slot this in very good, and I think I'm gonna move the Volatile Gelatin down to good. The Spore Sack just does a lot more damage. I mean, it drops from Plantera. I feel like, you know, Plantera could have gotten something a little cooler than the Spore Sack. But I still think it's a very good damage dealing option, especially in enclosed spaces. I think that the spores travel through walls too. I'm not too sure. It's been a little while since I played Terraria. I've been playing Payday 2 a whole lot recently. Yeah, I feel like this is a very good option. It's also, I guess, pretty good if you want to just AFK, like this will just kill stuff for you. It'll protect you a decent amount, so yeah, I'm gonna just slot it in very good. The Soaring Insignia is probably my second favorite expert mode boss drop besides the Demon Heart. For one main reason, Infinite Flight is just good, alright? Like, there's no, like, I feel like there are other options, like you can just get an Infinite Flight mount, but this is just still, it's just still so freaking good, my gosh. It increases your flight mobility. It does so much good, bro. Like, it's just so freaking good, bro. Really, when you get to the top, there's not really much that you can say about these things aside from they're just really freaking good. Shiny Stone, rarely useful. I feel like this is probably, it's the second to worst expert mode accessory in the entire game. I don't think it's the worst. I had an idea where it would increase the amount. Okay, so basically I should probably explain what this thing does. It increases your health regeneration a lot as long as you're standing still. Like if you're standing still, not using any tools, weapons, whatever, if you're just standing still, not moving at all, this thing jacks up your health regeneration. This would be a good expert mode drop if it was dropped by like the Eye of Cthulhu, all right? It would, I mean, that's really the only situation I can see this thing being good in. But dropped by Gollum? I mean, really? I had an idea a little while back where it would increase your health regeneration based on how low your health was. So like if you took a lot of damage, like if you had only 100 health left out of 500, it would greatly increase your health regeneration, but your health regeneration would be slower than normal if your health was higher. I don't know how much of a good idea that is now. I feel like it would need a little bit of tweaking. Really, I think you could slap any idea onto the shiny stone and it would be infinitely better than it is now. Because like it's a super cool sprite. In fact, I actually think it has one of the cooler sprites on this list. It just kind of sucks. I mean, it just really, really sucks. The Shrimpy Truffle. The Shrimpy Truffle, I'm probably gonna slot in... I guess I'd put it in peak, honestly, because when it's raining, this thing is just super good, all right? Actually, no, I'm gonna slot it in super good because I have another thing on here that I like a lot more. It's like, you have an accessory like the Brain of Cthulhu that just can carry you through the entire game with its increased mobility, its damage, its dash attack, whatever. The Shrimpy Truffle is really only, I see use for the Shrimpy Truffle only when it's raining. And that is kind of a flaw about it, so I feel like I'd probably just slot it in super good, even though it is still really, really good. Like, it's still super good. I don't think it's peak. I'm not sure why the Witch's Broom is on the expert mode boss drops list, although I guess it technically does drop from a boss, but yeah, I'd probably slot this thing in super good, honestly. I think it's probably the best infinite flight mount. It's definitely the coolest looking one. Well, actually, I don't know, the UFO is pretty cool, but I think this is better than the UFO personally. It's got a little light on the front. Really, I just like Halloween in general, and this gives off that kind of spooky aesthetic. So I would definitely slot this thing in super good. I mean, there's no, like, disadvantage to using this thing. You get infinite flight, you get pretty good mobility. I use this thing all the time to collect footage, like, for backgrounds, for things like events and stuff, so, yeah. I think this thing is just definitely super good. The Gravity Globe. This is the worst accessory in the entire game, or at least the worst expert mode drop in the entire game, and you cannot convince me otherwise, okay? I've seen people try to make defenses for this thing. Shut up, okay? People say, oh, you can, like, get on ceilings and stuff like that to help you build. Please be quiet. There's so many other better options you can choose from. Instead of flipping your gravity, flipping your freaking screen, this thing just sucks so bad, and it's dropped from the final boss of the game. It's a cool looking sprite, don't get me wrong, but like, oh my gosh, this thing just sucks so bad. It's in a similar vein to the shiny stone where you could literally slap anything on it and it would be better. Anything. Any stat change and this thing would be better. It sucks, and no defense has ever convinced me otherwise. The sus tentacle. The suspicious looking tentacle is probably the best light pet in the entire game. It reveals ores and everything. It's not like a spelunker potion. It just kind of reveals where the ore is. It doesn't reveal what it is. I'm going to slot this in only very good because it is a good light pet, but once again, for something that drops from the final boss of the game, like, you could just do a whole lot better, man. 2 out of 3 of Moonlord's drops are just pretty disappointing, honestly. Like, the Gravity Globe sucks. The suspicious looking tentacle is very good, but at the same time, it's not like the best thing in the world, because like at that point, you know, you're not really looking for ores anymore. I mean, you're already super overpowered. Like, by this point, I've already got like a whole bunch of things growing. You know, like I've got a whole bunch of herbs and everything that I can just use to make any potion that I want. So like, I'll just use a spelunker potion over this thing. The only reason I would use this is for the light. And even then, like, there's stuff like the wisp in a bottle. With that all being said, though, it's still a very good option. I mean, it's still really good. the Celestial Starboard. This is like the best set of, I guess, quote-unquote wings that you can get in the game. And it's definitely the coolest looking one. It's not like peak, I don't think. Well, actually, I think it is peak, honestly. Like, this thing is just aesthetically super pleasing. Mechanically, it's also just really, really nice. I mean, but the thing is, it's the best Moonlord drop, really, in my opinion. Or the best expert mode Moonlord drop, I should say. And that's just so sad. That's so ridiculously sad. Like, you're telling me that the best thing that drops from the final boss of the game is just like a really good pair of quote-unquote wings? I mean, really? I mean, there's no downside, there's no disadvantages to it. I mean, it is a peak item, but it just... Ugh, my gosh, man. The Moonlord drops are just kind of disappointing in my opinion. But the Celestial Starboard is still peak. And that's it. That's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I hope nobody got offended if you watch this. If you like this video, please be sure to, I guess, you know, leave a like and subscribe if you're new. And if you do subscribe, of course, hit the notifications button if you want to. I hope that watching this made your day just a little better. That's what I'm trying to do on this platform after all. And until next time, guys, this is the Texas Bandit signing out.